People, including 2 pilots, have been killed after the Air India Express flight from Dubai to Kozhikode crash-landed yesterday. India Today is the first national channel to reach ground zero. The wreckage of the plane is still lying on the gorge. It now seems that the plane was split into 3 parts. The flight had 190 passengers on board, including crew, skidded off the runway due to heavy rains and bad weather conditions. The aircraft overshot the runway and fell off the tabletop runway. Digital flight data recorder has been recovered from the aircraft wreckage, and floorboard is being cut to retrieve the cockpit voice recorder. The cause of the incident is known to be low visibility due to torrential rains coupled with tabletop runway at Kozhikode Airport. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan is in Kozhikode, met the injured at the hospital. He also announced 10 lakh rupees compensation to the next of kin. Union Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri is in Kozhikode to take stock of the situation.
When around 8:10 we heard a large noise, and from the airport neighbors we came to this area, and we are seeing the aircraft is fall down and it's broken. Suddenly we started the rescue operation. When the accident is happened, only one ambulance and one fire force only it came, and suddenly whoever came from the outside, local people only, they are only made the rescue operation.
This B-737 aircraft, which landed, I am informed, at 7:41 p.m. in the evening, it was bearing registration number VT-AXH. It overshot the runway at Kozhikode while trying to land amidst what is clearly inclement weather conditions prevailing at that time. This Vande Bharat flight started on 6th May to bring back those of our citizens who are stranded and in distress in foreign countries following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I have visited, I have seen the thing, the debris. It is broken into 2 pieces, as it has been already reported by the media. And they have now the inspection and various other things are going on. The rescue operations, as part of the rescue operations, they had to break also open some of the parts of the aircraft. DGCA has already announced an inquiry, and Civil Aviation Minister is reaching by around 12 o'clock. So after that we will come to know more about that.
Shalini Lobo is now joining us live for the very latest on this. Shalini, if you could just encapsulate the basics of all that has transpired, the top salient points for our viewers who have just tuned in. Shalini?
Well, Chetty, right now we are at the crash site, and as you can see, the entire area has been cordoned off. Now, on the way to this particular point, at least for 6 kilometers, everything has been shut. This part of Kozhikode looks like a ghost town. There's not a person in sight. It's indeed a pall of gloom that has, surrounded this entire area. There you can see a few people are inside, and there's inspections going on. The Civil Aviation Minister was here at noon. The Chief Minister, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, was here as well. The Kerala Governor was also here. All of them went inside, saw the crash site. There is still a team of officials inside the crash site inspecting. There's an investigation underway, and they're putting together their report. We did get a chance to speak to a few locals who said that they heard a huge noise yesterday, which initially they thought was some kind of sound of a gun go off, which they say is quite common to hear near the airport. But then that turned into a loud boom, which made them come running out of their houses and check what is it that happened. The locals say that there are mock drills that happen in the area, and they thought it was probably one of those until they came out of their houses and saw a lot of smoke in the area. By the time the officials could reach, the locals had already started putting their hands in, breaking open doors and rescuing as many people as they could. So this is the scene on the ground as of now. But yes, officials have come here the whole day. There is an investigation on as well. The black box from the aircraft has been recovered. But yes, these are the visuals we're getting you from the crash site, Chaiti. That is from the runway, the top of the runway. It's around 35 feet that we show you on the screen that the aircraft has fallen off. And you can see the aircraft is still there, and if Divyan can zoom in and show you the people that are standing below who are inspecting the site still. They came here when the authorities were here, and they have been inspecting the site, and it's still underway. You can see the police also in the area. Everything completely cordoned off. The entire town lives in silence today.
All right, leave it at that. Chalini getting us all those details, reporting right there from Ground Zero. Most of the 190 passengers who were on board on the Air India Express flight have been rescued courtesy the heroism of two pilots. Both the pilots of Air India Express flight unfortunately lost their lives in the accident. They were 59-year-old Wing Commander Deepak Vasant Sathe and 33-year-old Captain Akhilesh Kumar. Wing Commander Sathe was considered one of the best pilots, was a decorated former fighter pilot with the Indian Air Force. He had flown the Airbus 310 for Air India before moving to Air India Express to fly a Boeing 737. Based on his stellar aviation experience, Wing Commander Sathe tried to save the flight and the passengers by turning off the engine right before the crash, saving the lives of his passengers and cabin crew. This prevented the aircraft from catching fire. Deepak Sathe has been one of the most prolific cadets at the Air Force Academy, where he was awarded the prestigious Sword of Honor. His father was a brigadier in the army, and his brother sacrificed his life in the Kargil war.
The aircraft was being captained and operated by one of our most distinguished and experienced commanders, Captain Deepak Vasant Sathe. In fact, the captain had more than 10,000 hours of flying experience. He had landed on this very airfield, I think, as many as 27 times, including this year. So in terms of professional competence, etc., we couldn't have had a more experienced and a highly decorated person at the command.
The Air India Express flight from Dubai with 190 people on board crash landed at Kozhikode airport at 7:40 p.m. last evening. There were 174 passengers, 10 infants, 2 pilots and 4 cabin crew on board the aircraft. All the passengers have been rescued, and those injured are being treated at various hospitals in Kozhikode district. Some of them are in critical condition. A total of 149 injured passengers, including 4 cabin crew members, have been admitted in hospitals in Malappuram and Kozhikode districts. 2 of them are in critical condition, and 22 others have returned home after receiving first aid.
वो बहुत ट्राई किया, एक बार तुरंत वो ट्राई किया नीचे उतरने का, फिर उसको सिचुएशन बराबर नहीं, फिर भी उठ गया. सेकंड टाइम उठना टाइम उनको आके टायर क्या बोल रहे, स्किड हो गया बोल रहे, लेकिन बहुत लेफ्ट साइड बहुत बड़ा गर्दन था. हम लोग क्या कर दिया, सामने का इस सीट में हाथ देके उसमें हम सेल्फ बचाने की कोशिश किया. अभी क्या गर्दन में चला गया, फ्रेट आधा हो गया, ओपन हो गया पूरा. हम जो ओपन दिख रहे, ओपन स्पेस हो गया, पूरा ओपन आ गया. सब लोग रो रहे, सब लोग मुश्किल हुआ था. तो ऐसा वाला क्या मर्जी ऐसा होएगा, इसके लिए ऐसा हो गया. फिर भी बहुत बड़ा ट्रेजेडी था ये तो. हम देख रहे एक सपना जैसे हो गया, लेकिन बहुत बड़ा ट्रेजेडी था.
Saifuddin is my uncle. He and his 5 family members came from Dubai, and something wrongly, unfortunately, happened from there. Flight is crashed. We knew that in 8 o'clock sharp, and we came firstly to medical college, and they shifted to Baby Memorial Hospital. They all are here now. All are fine now.
We also spoke to one of the survivors of Air India Express crash. Let's listen in to the horror and the trauma he faced last evening. Were you sounded off that there's something wrong about the weather condition, or to brace yourself for an impact, or anything, any kind of warning that came in your way what happened? You said it all happened very quickly, and you said there was a cryptic message sent by the pilot, but much before that, because the plane, from what I understand, was circling around the Calicut airport as well, trying to land. We know that. So was there any other warning given out to you?
No, there was no such warning by the pilot. I told you, there was a short message, Calicut landing. It was not, even the landing was not completed. He was just trying to say something, but the message was incomplete. After 15 minutes, once the flight got landed, we were happy. Like the flight one got landed, we were happy that it's landed. And, 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes, it was circling around the Calicut airport. We were thinking it was to find the runway. And accidentally, once the flight landed, it was very fast. It was moving very fastly. Moving very fastly, and in 1 second, I think 1 second, not less than 1 second, it got hit.
Could you feel the engine getting turned off before the landing as well? Did you feel that? And when you all landed, what really happened? Was there much? I mean, the plane must have landed. You must have been extremely, extremely scared about what next. At what point did you realize that there is something not right with this landing? Because I'm sure it happened in a matter of seconds. But was there any kind of a moment where you felt this?
No, actually, we all the passengers, we didn't get any sign from the pilot or from the cabin crew, and we were happy that the flight once got landed. We were happy, but it was just for a few seconds. Actually, it got crashed. It got hit, and everybody was shocked. Even nobody could realize what was happening there. Everyone got shocked. Center point, the flight was getting heated from the front. It was getting heated, and all the people, all the passengers, they were like flying, and all the luggages from the top, it was coming down, and it all got damages. It all happens in a few seconds. And all the lights got shut down.
The Air India Express flight crash last evening at Kozhikode Airport has once again raised the issue of safety issues at the airport. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation had issued a show cause notice to Kozhikode Airport citing safety violations in July 2019. According to the findings which were carried out on 4th and 5th of July in 2019, it cited significant security concerns at the airport. The findings reveal excessive rubber deposit and water stagnation on the runway. It also reveals cracks at both runway and the aircraft stand long. A steep downward slope of approximately 5 feet depth was observed immediately after the apron. The digital display of the Met Department was found unserviceable during the inspection as well. Big questions being raised on the safety, and why is it that the different planes are allowed to land on that airport?
ये 2015 में भी और पहले भी सवाल उठाए थे, लेकिन 2019 में जो उनकी शंकाएं थी उन सब का निस्सरण कर दिया गया था। सारी शंकाएं दूर कर दी गई थी, जैसे कि सारे कंप्लायंस, उनकी जो ऑब्जेक्शंस थे कि रबर रिमूवल नहीं हो रहा था, और डीजीसी ने उसके बाद कोड ई मतलब वाइट बॉडीड एयरक्राफ्ट की परमिशन दे दी थी, और उसके बाद जंबो जेट्स भी एयर इंडिया के और अन्य एयरलाइंस के वहां लैंड कर रहे थे। सो पहले थी उसमें कुछ कमियां थी जिनका जुलाई 2019 में डीजीसीए ने क्लियरेंस दे दिया था।
Air safety expert Captain Mohan Ranganathan has raised red flag that Kozhikode Airport was not safe for landings. In a detailed report about 9 years ago, Captain Ranganathan, who is a part of the Civil Aviation Safety Advisory Committee, said that the runway has a steep downslope, no safety area. He told the Director General of Civil Aviation of the DGCA that there are 200 feet deep gorges on both the sides of the tarmac, and airlines have been operating blindly over there. This is a warning that was specifically for the runway 10 of the Kozhikode Airport, saying that landings during wet condition are extremely dangerous as tailwinds hamper the braking mechanism and could be endangering the lives of all on board.
Way back in 2013, we were 5 of us who were pointing out very serious deficiencies. We were all removed from the council because they didn't like the truth. They only wanted people to sign on a dotted line. Ajit Singh was a civil aviation minister, and the DGCA did not like Arun Mishra, who's now with ICAO. they were the ones who took me off and took the others also off because we were pointing out very serious deficiencies. And we had flagged this 1-0 landing. And I can tell you that it was created because the runway 28, which is always used and which is what should be used during monsoons because the winds are westerly, there are hills on the approach. So the minima was very high. They even doctored the minima to bring it down lower. And flights were diverting because the visibility or the cloud base was low. So they installed this ILS on 1-0 so that the minima can be lowered and flights can land without realizing that a tailwind landing on a wet runway is one of the most dangerous things that you can have. And on top of that, the runway 10 has got a very steep downslope from 1/3 of the runway. So usually aircrafts which are on ILS touch down around the top of the hump and it is a downslope all the way. Aircrafts landing on 28 touch down and there are very heavy rubber deposits. So with rubber deposits on the runway, wet conditions, it's tailor-made for a disaster. See, everyone was taking a risk because it was a commercially important station. Like even this inquiry, I can tell you it'll be a cover-up. Even though Hardeep Puri said, we're going to investigate so that we can prevent. They said the same thing. Praful Patel said the same thing in 2010 when Mangalore crash took place. Recently, I saw a report, DGCA has flagged the safety concerns about their own audit team, flagged Calicut. But what action did they take? I mean, when you say there is something, a serious safety issue, you must be prepared to stop flights there. You must be prepared to ground an airline if it's a safe, because a human life is important. For them, it is not, because they know that even the courts in India will not act against them. You see? So every 10 years, we've been having fatal accidents.
Incident needs to be investigated and more details will come, but so far this looks like the pilot error. Weather could be a contributing cause, but eventually you have to realize that it is the pilot who is in command, and so we have to investigate on that element. The pilots are flying day in and day out from these airports. They all know that this is the runway and they are trained to do landing on these airports. So you can't blame the runways. Eventually we have to look at the flying characteristics of the aircraft.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.